So the Connecticut Suns beat the Indiana Fever 92-71 in my first ever viewing of a WNBA game. And before I actually go into, all the nuances and the ins and outs and all that stuff of this specific game itself, I do have a few takeaways from just my first general viewing of this league. And I think the main one is that these women are very, very physical. There was several times where Clark or Wheeler or Harris would try to drive to the basket and would just get absolutely flattened. And then anytime the forwards would try to post each other up, it was like shoulder to chest, bang, bang, bang. Like, obviously, this is a professional sport, and I knew that there was going to be at least some form of physicality coming into my first viewing of this, but I didn't expect it to be this physical. Like, this looked like NBA playoff game type of physical. And also, it didn't really register with me that because WNBA bigs aren't like, 6'11, 6'10, 7-footers, that maybe a lot of them can also pass really well. That's not really a thought that came to my mind until I actually watched this game and I saw some of the absolute dimes that were being tossed around from the front court. There was a couple of possessions where either Smith or Boston were posted up, and then they would look to the corner all the way to the other side of the court and would just bullet that thing right into the hands of whoever was in the corner. And then there was another possession where I think it was Nalissa Smith, and she was setting a screen for Caitlin Clark. Clark comes around the screen, throws it behind the back to Smith, and Smith is rolling towards the basket. And as one of the defenders that are under the basket starts to step up, Smith then throws it behind her back as she's rolling to a cutting Wheeler, who then lays it up. And then there's Alyssa Thomas, who had 13 assists in this game, and she's just an absolute freak of nature in transition. But yeah, man, I'm really glad I watched this game. This is really good hoops. You know what I'm saying? It's good basketball. But anyways, moving on to all the ins and outs of this game itself. I think the big storyline that's going to come out of this game is that Caitlin Clark really, really struggled throughout almost the entire first half of this game. She had a lot of turnovers. Every time she would come around a screen, she would get trapped immediately. She couldn't cross half court in transition without a couple of Connecticut players just hounding her. And then add in the 2 fouls that she picked up almost immediately in the first quarter. She just wasn't in a good rhythm and was missing shots that, honestly, some of them are really good shots, especially for her. And it's not like this kind of attention isn't something that she got a lot of in college. I think really what it is just she's not fully used to the WNBA physicality and the length and athleticism of the players in this league. And also, it's just, this Suns team is really good and has a very elite defense. Just trying to score on Denaje Carrington is hard enough, but then you try to switch off of her and now you got Bonner on you, or you try to get a pick and roll going and suddenly you're getting trapped by both Carrington and Thomas. But as the game went along, she did eventually find a rhythm and started looking more like the Caitlin Clark that we saw in Iowa. So again, you just have to give a lot of credit to Connecticut's defense for doing an amazing job on her and just doing an amazing job on the Fever team overall. And congratulations to Dewana Bonner for becoming the 5th all-time leading scorer in the history of the WNBA. She scored 20 tonight with a lot of intelligent cuts to the basket, a lot of good post work down low. There was one possession where she had a screen set for her, came off of it, and shot a very tough contested mid-range that ended up being an and one. You had Tiasha Harris scoring 16 points in, honestly, a wide variety of ways, whether it was driving to the basket, step back mid-rangers, off the dribble threes, transition threes. You had Denaje Carrington, who for the majority of the first half and a little bit of the second half because she did unfortunately leave the game with, I think it was a cramp. But she played amazing defense on Caitlin Clark while also scoring her own 16 points. And Alyssa Thomas is just, she was everywhere in this game. Whether it was scoring in transition, playmaking in transition, getting really tough rebounds, defending the post, defending Caitlin Clark on the perimeter. But yeah, dude, this Connecticut team is really, 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 really good. And I, for one, am a fan. But yeah, that's about all I have to say. Thank y'all for watching this, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.